Jimmy.
Hi.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
How's your day been so far?
Pretty good. Went to work and, that was busy but productive. So
Okay,
overall, been a pretty good day.
great. Glad to hear it. So, had to forgive me today. I have a bit of a cough, so if I'm coughing a little bit, just ignore it.
Okay. No big deal.
Also, I know that we had talked about this being our last session today, and I know we've been prepping for that the last few times, talking about what we've done and making final preparations for this. So how are you feeling about it?
I'm pretty excited. I feel like we've come a really long ways and I definitely have a whole lot more confidence. But I'm also a little nervous because, you've been there to kind of like guide me and give me reassurance, and so I've had some help, and so now that I'm kind of going to be on my own, I'm a little nervous about that. So,
Right. So I think that nervous is completely normal, to feel that way, and that's a common thing. But I do agree with you that you have worked really hard and you have come a long way. So today I just wanted to talk about, the process of this being the end of it, and recap what we've been doing over the past course of our times meeting together. So we're going to go over your goals a little bit and talk about what we've done, and then just kind of do an evaluation of what helped you and what didn't help you, so that we can get a good idea of help for me too as a therapist, and then also for you to think about things that stood out for you. Does that sound like a good idea?
that sounds good. Yeah.
All right, awesome. Well, let's start talking about the goals that we made. I have your treatment plan here, so I'll be glancing down at it. But the first thing that we had talked about was increasing your self-confidence,
Mm-hmm.
right? So we talked about when you first came here, that you wanted a relationship, and after talking, we decided that your self-confidence had a lot to do with that. So we wanted to help increase that. Also, we talked about feeling lonely, that emotional loneliness from not having that connection with somebody. And so trying to figure out what we can do to decrease that. And then finally, your limited social interactions, so your redundant schedule, and trying to get you out there a little bit more. Does that sound right?
Yeah. No, definitely those were the three areas we felt like, I really needed to work on.
Okay.
So
Great. Do you feel like we addressed all those?
I do.
Okay.
I do. I think I've seen a lot of positive, outcomes of them. So
Okay, good. I'm glad to hear that you're feeling good about it and that you're proud of yourself too. That's a big deal. So, so let's go through each of them, kind of in some more detail, and talk about what we did and what you can continue to do.
Okay.
After this, right? So the first one about increasing your self-confidence. So we did a lot of role playing,
Mm-hmm.
right? Do you feel like that was helpful for you?
That was really helpful. I felt like I was able to, have some things to kind of like reflect on and look back on, like whenever I was having conversations with like girls, and
Right.
kind of gave me some guidance on where maybe I should start the
Okay.
conversation. So I thought it helped out a lot.
Okay. Like during the course of us meeting, did you ever take that role play and actually like have to use it in situations?
I did actually. So I went on a first date,
Nice.
and she was really great, and I kind of felt like we had a connection, and so I asked her out like for a second date, and she actually said yes. So
Great.
we have a date like this weekend.
Great. That's really
So-
exciting. Awesome. Maybe we can talk more about that
Yeah.
after we're done going over the goals. Okay, great. Okay, we also talked about positive self-talk. I actually hear you saying a lot of positive things today about you being proud of yourself, so that's awesome. And then, so the second date obviously is proof of some more self-confidence.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so I know that we had used a scale to numerically kind of measure that. So I think in the numbers it shows that you feel more confident. Do you feel that yourself?
I do. I mean, obviously there are times that I have my doubts,
Right.
but I feel like now it's kind of more on a normal level of kind of having doubts about yourself. Nothing like really low self-esteem, anything like that. I feel like it's come up a lot, and I feel a lot more confident now, like going out and meeting new people and talking to them, and
Right.
I realize that, I have things that are good about me that I bring out for other people.
So yeah, I hear a healthy balance of a little bit of anxiety, but I feel like that's realistic.
Mhm.
That's what I hear you saying. I think that's healthy. Great. All right. So we're gonna move on to talk about your loneliness a little bit.
Let's do that.
All right. Then we talked about some triggers. We took some time and identified 3 different triggers that really kind of cause you to sink back into that loneliness. One of them we talked about was being around big groups of couples. So when you go out with your friends and they're all coupled up. And then we talked about when it comes up in conversation, like within those outings, and then your redundant schedule, right? So have you faced any of that, like while we've been together still?
Yeah, I mean, on occasion, like the Fridays that I meet with my guy friends from work, there's occasion where some of them, their girlfriends will show up, and so
Right.
there's some times where, I still kind of like, well, it would be really nice to have somebody there with me, but now that I'm meeting new people, it kind of gives me something to look forward to, and if things progress with this girl that I have a second date with, and who knows, like maybe I'll be inviting her to like come to the bar after work and meet up with my guy friends, and they can all meet her, and I won't be by myself anymore. So
Great. That's great. So do you foresee these still being triggers for you? Because I don't think triggers really completely go away, right?
I think they will still present a little bit of a problem, but I don't think it'll be something that I can't get past.
Right.
Now I think after we've been meeting over the last like 7 or 8 weeks that, I feel like now I have, a better perspective on things and kind of a way to look at them and to see that, I can go out and meet people. I have more outlets now, and I have just a better outlook on it. And I know, like, if I'm not in a relationship, I'm sure seeing other people in relationships will be a big deal. But
Right.
I feel like now I know that I can be in one. I have the confidence in myself that I can if I want to be.
Great. So kind of not as hopeless or.
Yes.
Okay. Great. It's good to hear. And we had used a journal throughout this process to help you kind of get your thoughts out of your head and kind of track your progress on the loneliness. So do you still have that journal?
I do.
Yeah.
I don't write in as much anymore, but it's really helpful. Like whenever I am feeling down, to kind of go back and look at it and think about those things and reflect on them and to see how far I've come. And so it was really helpful though.
Okay. Great. Do you think that's something that you might continue to do?
Yeah, I think I would. Maybe once a week or once every other week or something. Just kind of like to kind of sit there and write down my feelings.
Mm-hmm.
It was very, I guess therapeutic would be the right word for it. It was very good. It helped me kind of process my thoughts. So I liked it a lot.
Okay. Great. And then going back to talking about that second date, right? So how did you find that? I know we talked about some dating websites. So was that where you found?
Yeah, that was really helpful. I decided to join one, and that's where I met that girl. And it was obviously kind of a slow start, like just kind of talking
Right.
online, that kind of thing. And I was feeling pretty confident, and I decided to ask her out, and I was hoping that she would say yes, and she did. And you obviously have that fear, like online dating. Are you gonna see that same person in public? But yeah, it went really well, and I felt like because we had talked online previous, it helped our conversation whenever we saw each other. We kind of knew some stuff about each other, and that kind of gave us more conversation pieces, and my comfort level was better. So
Great.
It was good.
So hopefully some of our role play and positive self-talk kind of helps you set that up. Great. Awesome. All right, so let's go ahead and finish up with the last goal. And the last goal that we had talked about was expanding your social activities. Right, so we said that having a redundant schedule and kind of being in that rut was a trigger for you. You felt like you were stuck, you couldn't get out. So I know we made an extensive list of ideas of places, and you had chosen Painting with a Twist as one to kind of explore a little bit more. Um, and I know that you did go, right, with your friends, so that's great. What did you paint when you went?
It was like this picture of an owl.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty cool, I guess I see why they like going. Like my friend's girlfriends really enjoyed it, and
Cool.
Which is actually where I plan on taking this girl that I met on our second date. So
Nice.
I'm hoping that she likes it as much as they do, or they did, So,
so are you gonna go with your friends, or are you gonna take her separate? Or?
I'm gonna take her separate. I feel like she might be a little overwhelmed if I have her like meet my friends on the second date. She might think I'm trying to like move a little bit too fast.
Right.
But I like her a lot though, so I mean, I don't want her to think that I don't like her or anything like that.
Right.
So we're supposed to be painting I think a picture of a snowman, something kind of Christmas themed.
Right.
So she told me that she wasn't a very artistic, but so hopefully I can show her some of my awesome painting skills.
Cool. So. That sounds like a lot of fun. I think it's also smart of you to get out of your comfort zone and go by yourself. Without your friends. I know that we talked about that being kind of a comforting thing, to be around the same people. So second date's a big deal, and then also stepping out and going, just you and her, that's really awesome. So that's great. So second date, at the beginning we talked about how that never seemed to happen, and you were kind of frustrated about that. So how are you feeling right now about it?
I mean, of course I'm really excited, but I'm also very nervous and very anxious because, since a lot of times things never went to a second date, I kind of hope I don't freeze up and start to panic and say something that I'm not supposed to say, or make her feel, like I'm overly anxious because we have a second date. So, but overall, I'm really happy with it, and I'm really excited about it. And
that's great.
So we seem to have a lot in common. Which I didn't think could ever happen before, to meet somebody that I would click with. So,
right. Like I said before, I think you're being really realistic, and I think a little bit of nervousness is a good thing, right? That means you're excited about it, and but you sound like you have a good toolbox of coping skills, to go out and kind of manage your anxiety and deal with that. So that's really great. Awesome. So. I said before that I wanted to kind of talk about, what helped you a lot and what didn't help you so much. Just for you to kind of be aware of, as far as like continuing on to take what we've learned and use it. Then also for me to kind of get an idea of, how it went, kind of evaluation for myself.
Yeah.
Right. So what do you think helped you the most throughout this process?
I think definitely the role playing helped. That kind of really made me more confident in who I am, and kind of, knowing exactly what to say, and, just getting past that, because I think that was the biggest thing where I just kind of froze up and I didn't have confidence in myself that I could go out and meet someone and really connect with them. And then I think also the online dating, you kind of giving me information about that and us kind of going through that process, I think that helped because I was able to kind of use some of those conversations that we played out to talk beforehand, which really helped for whenever I met that person face to face. And also making a list, I think helped me because I know just last week, between our last session, I decided to join a gym, so I decided to work out and get back into that, and so that's something that I would have probably not done before we sat down and made a list of things that I enjoy doing and kind of getting back into that. So
great. Okay. Well, I'm glad those things really helped you. What about something that didn't help you so much?
I don't really like writing that much.
Okay.
So the journaling helped me in the beginning because it helped me kind of write down my thoughts and process those. But, towards the end, it really wasn't that helpful to me. I felt like I could have gone without it. So
Well, I appreciate the openness that you had to trying something new and to seeing if that worked. Um, so, all right. Well, I really appreciate like all the hard work that you put in, and it's very evident sitting here with you and listening to you talk. I think that coming in, you were kind of slouched sitting there, not really too thrilled. You came voluntarily, but it didn't seem like you really thought it would work. But you really come around. You've done a really awesome job. I'm really proud of all the work that you put in, and I think it's paying off right now. Obviously, and you've taken initiative and done things on your own, like joining the gym. That's not something that I helped you initiate. Like you did that yourself, so that's really great. So really proud of you. It's awesome.
Well, thanks for all your help.
Mm-hmm.
So it was very helpful.
Yeah, so to kind of like ease us out of this, in about a month, I'll probably give you a call.
Okay.
Just to kind of check in with you and see how things are going. We can talk about anything that's happened over the course of the month. Just kind of check in.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
So,
Great.
Awesome.
That's all I have. So.
All right. Well, thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks. All right. So